See, don't search. You don't find something we already have. You don't find your passion, you see it, you recognize it. Since my early age, I wanted to know my purpose. It was a burning question in my heart that why am I born? What is my calling? Everybody I asked or heard said, you need to find your purpose, you must search for it. But my question to them was, how? How do I search and where do I search? It seemed to me that for people it was just a random event which you discover during your life, probably based on luck. But I always had a strong belief in the existence of a creator, God. And although my religion told me that there are multiple gods, but I always seemed to know that there is just one God. Something inside me told me that if God created me, then there has to be a purpose that He has already placed in me. It seemed to me that if I found God, then He can tell me my purpose. Because even if I found my purpose but didn't find my Creator, then what is the point? Whom do I please, even if I accomplish my purpose? So in my heart, I was searching for God. Time went by. I was minding my business, and then God showed up to me in a supernatural way. And immediately, within days, I started to see my purpose. But more than that, I started to see the tools or the gifts which God had given me to fulfill my passion I had inside me. It dawned on me that what the world called talents are already there in me. It was as if a bird is trying to run faster than the animals on his 2 feet when he himself had wings to fly right over them. In the message of God, it talks about several natural gifts or abilities which He had given to every human born on earth. The purpose of these gifts is to make it easy for people to flow in the calling that they have from God. And all these gifts that people have are all motivated from love and work best by love. For God is love, and every gift from Him is good and perfect. I found that there are 7 different gifts or abilities that God plants in every person. All have at least one or more, but some have multiple gifts working in them according to their calling. It was as if God opened my eyes and I began to see that some people had this ability to predict what is going to happen. They would say, I have a gut feeling and it sure will happen, and not once or twice, but multiple times. Somehow, unlike most people, they could sense things before they happen. Such people have tremendous edge in predicting stocks, in certain businesses like investing, in betting on games. This is the gift of prophecy working in them without their knowing. Then there are others who just love to serve. It's like it is in their blood. It's automatic to them. When they visit your home or an event in the school, in office, or if any family function, no matter their status or age, they just want to serve, to help in getting things done. I could see now why some people were exceptional in the hotel industry, in tourism, in hospitals, in restaurants, and any service field involving human interaction. It was because of the gift of ministry that they had. I always used to wonder, how can some people just explain things so well? They can just tell it in a way that even a child can understand. I began to see now why these individuals were teased by friends saying, don't start teaching now. It was as though no matter what the topic is, they would just love to tell about it, explain about it. Whether it's right or wrong is based on their knowledge, but it was like a program running in them that would start if someone mentioned a topic they know. Some of them became fabulous teachers, professors, and coaches. This was nothing but the gift of teaching operating in them. Besides this, I was shown the reason why some people had a natural ability to encourage others, to show the light even when it's too dark. I recall that these individuals, who based on the truth they know, would always provide you with something positive, even in adverse situations. And it'll not just be mere words, but somehow they would always see real, genuine hope, some positive thing in the situation, which is almost impossible for others to see. Above all, you actually feel comforted by them when they comfort you. I myself have observed some of them encouraging people in hospitals, police, army, and many other challenging fields. The greater the challenge, the more they shine. These are the ones with the gift of exhortation. Sharing is caring. I heard this from my childhood, but in my life, I found that it's only a few who actually do it. I began to recognize that such people have a natural tendency to give, to share, to provide. When they see a need, even if they have little, they will have an urge to give. In the world, people call them givers, and sometimes they don't actually want to give to some people, but somehow they don't feel peace if they don't give. This is the gift of giving manifesting in them. I have observed that people are drawn to confidence, but there are some who have something more than confidence. That is the ability to take charge, to take control. If not handled properly, these individuals can become control freaks. They have a natural talent to lead, to rule, to govern. I noticed that they can't help but to take action. They are prompt in getting started. When others are still confused, they lead by example and not just by words. Such individuals are very difficult to control, as they are born to lead and sometimes are also called rebellious for their actions. They feel frustrated when people are still trying and delaying things. I found that there is something in them which makes them take certain steps which for most would be foolishness and a great risk. But when the gift in them is refined by practice, then you see successful leaders in governments, in companies, as generals in army, and in many places of authority. The gift they have is the gift of leading. Finally, the seventh gift is the most special of all, because it is most close to love. People with this gift are often referred to be soft-hearted and sometimes seem to be rough on the outside, but they melt very easily with the pain of others. Such people sometimes unknowingly create a rough attitude to protect themselves in the adverse environment of this world. But they are quick to forgive and accept people if they repent, besides all their wrongdoing. The gift working in them is the gift of mercy. Seeing all this, I think to myself, how wonderful it would be if people knew what they already have, as only a few of them, mostly unaware, are utilizing the gifts that God had already placed in them. But once you know God and have experience with Him, then it feels sad to you that many don't even know the talents that they have, and few who know are using them negatively, hurting others and themselves. Like any other gift from God, once given, it's for us to use, because the gifts and the callings of the Lord are irrevocable. But where and how we use these gifts is something which make all the difference. But I have learned from God that only if we use them with motivation of love, only then they work in the fullness of their measure and provide us with immense joy which no money can buy.